also in honor to commemorate the story that I'm going to be telling right now is I'm wearing the exact same sweater that it happened in. I know, I'm sick that way. I know. It's crazy. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to part 2 of this story that I've been telling regarding getting a drink thrown in my face. First, I want to say thanks for all the awesome feedback that you guys gave me regarding that first video that I posted. It was really hard to post that first part. Not gonna lie, it was a little nerve-wracking for me only because I just didn't know what was gonna happen. Basically, people just like reaching out and saying that, you know, they didn't know that something like that would have happened, that they didn't know something like that happened, that they were just like unaware, or basically just for sharing the story. Like, people were just very just like glad that I chose to share that story. I am forever grateful for all of your open support and love. And like, there's like some parts in that video that were a little bit hard for me, even though I didn't even get to like the actual story yet, but it was a little hard for me, especially when I inserted the clip of me from like a year ago. Yeah, like like looking at that girl from a year ago, it's like I don't even know who that is anymore. I just look so torn and so defeated, and just so like at that point in my life, like I was having like the most like sleepless nights. I was having like such anxiety and so much like stress on me that like I couldn't even recognize that girl in that video from a year ago. It was like a trip to see myself like a year ago and how just like unhappy I look, and how I'm just like I just feel like I don't even know who that girl is. It's as strange as that sounds. Like, I don't know who that girl is. So I know that you guys are back to hear that second portion of that story, and I won't hold you any longer to it, but like I said, I just wanted to put that PSA out there that this is just the way that I tend to storytell, and if it does come off like it's like I'm joking, or if I'm making fun of myself, like that's just my way. Like, if you go back to that first video, I put that PSA in there as well, that that's just the way that I cope with things, and it's has nothing to do with like the severity of like what happened to me or like the situation. That's just me trying to just move past it in a jokingly way. So with that being said, like I said, thank you so much for all of the outreach and love that I received in regards to posting that first story. So I guess now we can just go ahead and move into part 2. So I sent him an email, and I basically just tell him like, look, it seems like there's some stuff that you need to let out. Meet me here at this time and we can talk about whatever we need to talk about, and then that's it. So that's exactly what I did. I gave him a location to meet me at, and we met up there like the next day, I think. If there's one thing about me is like, once I'm pissed off and once I'm mad, like that's it. Like, I'm fucking mad. Like, I'm mad. All right? Because I feel that I give a lot of loyalty, love, and trust to people, that when I feel like, all right, like you're fucking me over now, like after like I didn't do shit to you, like this is where we stop. Like, so I went into that meeting like super like smug. Like, yeah, like I'm smug when I'm pissed off. So I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, say what you need to say. Like once I've made up my mind, like I've made up my mind, and that's it. So I went into that pretty smug. But just because I went into that situation smug does not justify what happened to me. So at this point of the day, I need a drink. Yeah, because I was not about to have that conversation sober. So I was like, I need a drink. You need a drink? Because I need a drink. So we went and got drinks. I got myself a double Jack and Coke because I was like, this is going to be some like intense conversation that I'm being really smug about. And I need some Jack Daniels because Jack Daniels makes me like super happy and friendly. So I was like, I need some Jackie Jack in me to have this little talky talk. And I think he got like a beer or something. I don't know. You know, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to have this conversation indoors in this bar. So they had like a little outside seating area. So I was like, all right, let's go outside and like have a conversation. So we go outside and then I just basically let him like start. Like basically we go outside and I just let him start talking. At this point, he doesn't know that his ex-girlfriend and I have been speaking on the phone or whatever. But he knows something is up. Because I basically said it in a way that, like, I basically told him in a way like, look, I found out a lot of shit about you. And, like, it's stuff that I'm not cool with. And we're not going to get back together type of conversation because of all of the stuff that I knew from the girlfriend. And so he desperately wanted to know who was the source that revealed all of his like information, right? And I was like, you don't need to know who told me all this stuff. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you're already doing it. Like, why are you worried about it? And he was just like naming off people. He was like, it was this person. It was this person. It was my best friend. It was this guy. It was so-and-so. And I was like, no, like, no one. Who's that? And like, he was like, oh, well, did she call you? Did she, because she's a liar, she's lying. And I was like, I don't even know who that is. Like, and why would your girlfriend be calling me? And I'm literally having like this conversation like this, like super smug, like, because I didn't care at that point. Like, I just did not care what he had to say. I had gone through so much shit with him prior to this that like, I just didn't care. Like, so much mental abuse had happened that I literally was at a point where I was just like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just here because it feels like you need to get something out of your chest and I'm letting you. So he didn't like that I was having this type of reaction. He was used to having sweet, loving, caring Lily always there or always present. And now there's this version in front of him that's kind of like, nope. And he didn't like that. And so to him, it's like I was being disrespectful. And so, but at the same time, it's like, I don't care. I think he really tried explaining everything to the best of his ability or to the best of his, let me try and convince you type of way. And it just was not working. And he took my smugness as being very just rude and insulting and like, in a way, I think he took it as like I'm trying to like poke the bear, or in a way of I'm trying to really insult his manhood. I remember the last thing he did was just get up. Because again, our conversation isn't going very well. So I just remember him getting up and saying like fuck you, bitch. Like the only thing I remember him like this happens so fast that like I feel like I don't recall exactly like how our conversation ended at this point because again, I wasn't really giving into anything he was saying. But the only thing I remember is him getting up from his chair and then being like, fuck you, you fucking bitch. And then he walked past me. And then I kind of just like laughed. And then like he somehow ended up like, because there was like a railing. in front of us. So he ended up in front of the railing that's facing me, but on the opposite side. And then he was just like, fuck you, you like fucking bitch. And he like spit at me and then walked off. And then I just started laughing, like, kind of like, what the fuck? So yeah, that's like the only thing that, like, that's like the last thing that I remember is him doing that and then like walking off. So I was just like, okay, fine, that's the end of our conversation, right? So I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna finish the rest of my drink and then I'm gonna go home. So as I'm going through my phone, and I'm literally just like chilling there, like on my phone, finishing my drink. And then like from like the gate is on my right hand side. So I'm sitting facing the street ahead of me and then the gate is on my right hand side. And I'm like on my phone facing the street. And then I can see him like coming from my peripheral view. But I'm on my phone and I see him coming with like this like stampeding like force. Like, I'm gonna be honest, at one point I thought he was gonna like punch me or something because that's how much anger was in his like step, that I was just like, in a way I was sitting there and I was embracing whatever was about to happen to me because I knew that something was about to happen and I don't have enough time to react. And I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, well, here it comes. So all I feel is him coming at full force, standing in front of me, and then like before I could even react, I just feel this like, before I could even react, I could just feel this splash of cold liquor hit my face. And I'm just like stuck there because I can't even open my eyes because all of the liquor just went into my eyes and it's burning. And that's what scared the shit out of me because now I can't see. Now I'm blind. I didn't even see it coming. Like, I didn't even see him grab the cup, like nothing. I saw none of it coming. Like, it happened so fast that I just felt like the force. Like, it was, I kid you not, it was like a punch of water to the face because that's how hard he threw it in my face. Like, I'm literally surprised he didn't throw the glass in my face too. Like, he literally, like, from how it went from like him coming at me from the right hand side to how the cup got grabbed, no clue. That's how fast it happened. like I literally, all I could feel was just the dynamite of like water and liquor and Diet Coke that like hit my face and I'm like blinded by it. And like I said, that's what scared the shit out of me because I couldn't see. Like, I couldn't see anything. So if he was gonna do anything else, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known because I can't see shit. And I'm sitting there trying to dab my eyes, dude. The stinging in my eyes. Oh my gosh, like hot bees, like. I mean, it wasn't even like a honey jack or like a fire whiskey. It was just a regular Jack Daniels, but the stinging in my eyes. I'll never forget that. That was some hot whiskey. Even with ice cubes. And this was a hot summer day, okay? It was like 90 degrees. So in that 90-degree weather, I can feel like all this coldness like and heat around my eyes. And I'm literally sitting there trying to do this to like dab like my eyeballs, like to try and just like see something because like again I didn't know if he was gonna do anything else, and that's what was the scary part. But in the most sickening way, and it was like his version of a cherry on top, dude. Like he took that glass, threw it in my face, said "fuck you, you fucking bitch," and he spat at me again. Like, how fucking disgusting is that? Like, it's bad enough, like, yeah, I'll take the drink to the face, dude, but, like, to spit at me, like, that is the most, like, 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 I would say like people that are very just like uneducated do that. Not even like an uneducated person. People that have like no class or just like no sense of like to spit at someone to spit at someone is probably one of the most dirtiest things that you can do. And I feel that only very deserving people should be spit at. And a girl that's being smug, and a girl that you cheated on, and again, there's like many other stories. A girl that you cheated on, mentally beat down and dragged, called fat, said that continually said that I had to change my looks, um, made fun of like my extracurricular activities, which were like my YouTube, basically said I would never go anywhere. Like, you're doing this to a girl that you beat down. Why did I deserve to get spit on? You deserve to get spit on. So yeah, like that to me was like, all right, dude, like you're not a man. You're not a man because do that. Do that to a man. Throw a drink in a man's face, spit in a man's face, and see what kind of reaction you get. Like I was a wounded deer in that moment. So you didn't get any type of reaction from me. And you weren't going to, because in all honesty, like I would have been afraid of any type of reaction. I think if I would have given him any type of reaction, he was definitely a lot stronger than I was. That would have been bad. That would have been bad. And so I just sat there and I took it. Because that's all I could do at that time, being that I was there alone. And nobody was around. And nobody saw it. Yeah, I mean, like, what was I supposed to do? Like, I couldn't see. Like, so yeah, my only option was to lay there like a slug, I guess, right? Like, not move and not do anything and just sit there and take it. So I sat there and took it. And at one point, and this is where like my asshole side really comes out, because I was just like, okay, what else can you do to me at this point? I mean, I know what else you can do to me, but what else can you do to me at this point? Like, I just remember that I started laughing. Like, I started laughing when all of, like, when I could feel the drink and the spit. Like, I just remember I started laughing. And I think that pissed him off even more. Because as he was walking away and he was getting in his car, like, he was like, ha ha ha, like, laugh at that, bitch. Like, you stupid fucking bitch. You think that's funny? Like, ha ha ha. Like, he, like, started mocking the fact that I was laughing. And he would, like, flip me off and, like, send out, like, one last spit into the air in hopes that it would, like, land on me or whatever. And I thought that that was it. Like, I thought, like, all right, cool. Like, this is where it truly finally ends. Like, I never have to see this person ever again. And would it even be, like, me if I didn't commemorate the moment by taking a picture of myself when that happened? Like, yeah. Like, I'll insert the picture somewhere here. Because, damn right, I was going to take a picture of that life-changing moment. So after all that happened, I dusted myself off a little bit, and like a champ, downed whatever was left of that Jack and Coke from that cup, because we weren't gonna waste it after that. No, we weren't gonna waste it. Like a champ, I downed it. And as I stood up and heard all of the ice cubes fall to the floor like marbles, I picked my head up and decided that it was time to go. And the closer I get to my car, the more I can see that there's like some substance that's been sprayed on it. What was that substance? I don't know. To this day, I'm hoping that it was like antibacterial hand soap or something, but he basically decided to violate my car as well and splash something on it too, like it did something to him. But yeah, like I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell did my car do to you? Like, at the end of the day, I was glad that it was like that and that he didn't like punch out my tires or something. But I just thought it was like kind of like, what the fuck? Like, why are you also like violating my car? But at that point, I was just like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Like I need to process everything that's happened to me. And so I got in my car and I'm just like, looking at the mess that's in there, which is like me in like a completely soaked shirt, or me in this completely soaked sweater that I'm wearing right now, and just like kind of baffled at the fact that that just happened to me, because I've never been disrespected like that by anyone, by any guy that I've dated. I've never had that happen to me ever in my life. As I'm gearing up to like pull out of like my parking spot like a shark in the water, I see him driving by me. And that scared the shit out of me too, because I was like, fuck this shit. Like, I see him coming to the empty spot that's right next to me, because that's where his car was. And I was like, oh hell no. And so like I start to back up. And he sees me starting to back up, and he like tries to block me in. And so now I can't move. But at that point, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to scratch your new car if you don't move out of my freaking way, dude. And so I was still backing up because I was like, I don't care. I will scratch your car. I don't give a shit. Like, I need to get away from you. So somehow I was able to like back up and like maneuver myself enough out to like get completely out of like the driveway or out of the parking spot or whatever. And he starts chasing me around the parking lot. Yeah, he starts chasing me. He basically starts chasing my car around the parking lot. At this point, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm trying to like zoom out of like areas, and he is like I don't know, was he a stunt driver in a previous job? Because like I'm not a stunt driver, and like he knew how to find like every freaking way that I was going, and he was going at like top speed, okay? And it's a parking lot, not very wide. It's basically like, it used to be like a college town like area where kids would go and party. So there's like bars and stuff around there, and it's not that big. Like, it's not that big to like be driving that way. Not safe to be driving that way, but I'm trying to get away from him as fast as I can. And it's just like, I can't escape him. He's literally chasing me down this freaking parking lot. For whatever reason. I don't know. Like, I mean, I really don't know what he was trying to accomplish, like, chasing me around the parking lot like that. But after all of that, like, I guess I finally got nudged into, like, a point where, like, I really couldn't escape anymore. And, like, this was his car and this was my car. Like, we were literally, I wasn't going anywhere. And, like, my windows are tinted, so, like, I could see out into his vehicle, but I don't know if he could see me from mine, since, like, my front window is also kind of a little bit tinted, but not that much. So I don't know if, like, he finally saw, like, the look in my face of, like, or me mouthing, like, what the fuck are you doing? That he kind of was like I saw him almost like snap out of it, and like just kind of like his demeanor just like changed, and like I just took that reaction and like I backed up like somehow, and like I just got out of there and like I took off. I don't even think I looked back, or maybe I did look back to see if he was still following me. I don't know, but I just remember like really like wanting to leave like there as quickly as possible. And that's what I did. Um yeah. And I just remember getting home, and that night I was just like so out of it that I was just like, I need to write down what happened, because if I don't write down what happened, I don't know if this is going to make sense to me the next day. So I wrote it all down for sure. Like, and I remember just having the most like sleepless night too, because I didn't know if he was gonna like come back and like do something else to my car. I remember getting up multiple times during that night too and just checking on my car to see if it was okay, because I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know if he was gonna like come back or remember where I lived, because he hadn't been to my house really. Like, actually he never came in my house. Like, he's only like been on the outside of my house, but like he never met anyone from my family, for reasons. Yeah, like, I don't, like, I mean, the only thing I could hope is that, like, he just didn't remember where I lived, and, like, that's why he didn't come back, but I don't know. Like, it was just, it was like a brutal reality check that I had gotten at that exact moment. So that's the story on how my ex threw a drink in my face. Like, I'm not by any way trying to diminish like the effects of this story by making it into a joke or think that it's funny, because it is a form of like assault. But I just have to tell it in that way where it's like I have to make myself laugh, because I'm really trying to like move past I mean, like I said, I've done all of my forgiving and blah 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 of the situation, but like I find that like sometimes it still kind of affects me every now and then. It's just me. Like, there's still things in me that I feel like I'm still working through because of that relationship. And sometimes I just feel like, I know that I say things in kind of like a jokingly manner, but that's mostly because that's me just trying to like really push through something that's making me uncomfortable to say or to talk about, really. All I can say is that everything that happened to me after that situation were all very eye-opening moments. I feel like that's when like my tolerance for disrespect really started to come to an all-time low. And I no longer was the same sweet, easygoing Lily that I once was. I think sometimes shit happens in order to wake you up, in order to shake you and see how people are, in a sense, thinking that they can take advantage of you or your kindness, and basically feel that they can speak to you or treat you however they think in their own minds that it's appropriate to speak to someone, even someone that cares about you. So I think for sure that really was the start of like my journey to really try and fix everything that was broken in me, for sure, and no longer take being disrespected by anyone anymore. So yeah, I think in a way, like, maybe sometimes we all need a little Jack Daniels to the face, I guess. I don't know. Maybe not. That's kind of harsh to say. I feel like you can learn lessons other ways, but I guess for me, I've always needed some hard knock lessons, and that was definitely a hard knock one, and I completely learned my lesson and definitely grew from that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time that I had for you guys during this love month. This was just one of many situations that happened to me in that relationship. I do have other stories that I could tell. So that's all that I have for you guys today. Thanks for hanging out with me during this story time. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can hear more stories like this. Or if you want to just come hang out and see whatever random adventure I'm up to. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.